What is up, you guys? My name is Aubrey and this is my channel, and today I want to talk about the $1.9 trillion stimulus package that President Joe Biden and his administration announced a few weeks ago. So today I'm going to be breaking down what the chances of this bill being passed are and a potential way that the Biden administration could bypass the Republican Party altogether in order to expedite this bill. So let's get started. About a week before President Joe Biden took office, him and his administration announced a $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Now, this stimulus package was fairly all-encompassing, and at the time, President Joe Biden was hoping that it would be fairly nonpartisan. The package includes things like aid to local schools as well as local governments. It provides aid to the vaccine and the COVID-19 testing efforts. It provides $1,400 in direct stimulus payments. It increases the unemployment benefit from $300 per week to $400 per week. So this is the federal unemployment boost that is included on top of your traditional state level benefits. It also extends the unemployment benefit as well. It gives $25 billion to rental assistance as well as $5 billion to utility payment assistance, so to help people pay for their utility bills. It also implements an eviction and a foreclosure ban that would be in effect until September 30th. It amends the tax credit system, so it increases tax credits for people that have kids, for example. It also reinstates paid emergency leave. And one of the most substantial changes that I think has been getting the most spotlight over the last few weeks has been increasing the federal minimum wage to $15 per hour. This means that instead of states being able to pay anything above $7.25, which is the current federal minimum wage, it would increase that to $15 per hour, meaning everybody across the country would make at least $15 per hour. Granted, it is still unclear exactly how this would work for people who work in like the restaurant industry or bartenders or people who don't even make $7.25 an hour now because they rely on tips for the majority of their income. It's still unclear exactly how that process would work. But regardless of the nuances that go into this $15 minimum wage, this was probably the most substantial, and I would also argue the most debated topic in this $1.9 trillion package. And it seems as though it's also the sticking point that's prohibiting it from being passed by Republicans, or at least it's one of the sticking points. Now, whenever this bill was initially introduced by Biden and his administration, the hope was that it would be bipartisan, meaning both parties, Republican and Democrat, could agree to the terms and conditions of this bill. Now, there's no surprise that this bill is not flying with Republicans. I mean, I predicted this a few weeks ago, the fact that the $15 minimum wage, as well as a number of the other issues addressed in this bill, would be something that simply would not fly with Republicans. And that seems as though that's exactly what's happening. Well, this past week, President Joe Biden expressed that he is exploring the option of bypassing Republican lawmakers altogether through a process known as budget reconciliation. And through this process of budget reconciliation, President Joe Biden, as well as Democratic lawmakers, could essentially get this bill passed without any sort of Republican vote whatsoever. Basically, what a budget reconciliation is it's a way for lawmakers to bypass the traditional voting process and thus bypass the filibuster and thus bypassing the 60-vote threshold that's needed in order to get legislation passed. With a budget reconciliation, you only need a simple majority, which, given the fact that Democrats have the majority of the Senate, they would be able to achieve that. So basically, you wouldn't really need any bipartisan vote. You would just need the majority of vote, which they could potentially get because of the fact that Democrats hold the majority of the Senate. This process begins with a budget resolution. Then from there, it establishes a blueprint for federal spending. And then from there, the blueprint will help direct congressional committees to write bills that will help achieve a certain set of policies as well as set spending for a certain amount of time. So again, and in really simplified terms, how this process would work is that the budget resolution and the blueprint would be created. And then from there, congressional committees would enact policies and create bills that would then kind of adhere to the overreaching goal that this $1.9 trillion stimulus package has. So it addresses it kind of on a committee basis rather than on an overarching Senate basis. If this process could be enacted successfully, the Biden administration and Democratic lawmakers could certainly get this $1.9 trillion stimulus package passed in smaller segments outlined by certain committees. The problem, though, with this budget reconciliation is that at this point, it's unclear exactly what what powers the budget of reconciliation has in regards to this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. More specifically is the issue of whether or not lawmakers have the power to use this tactic to increase the minimum wage. And this, among other issues, is bound to be a big problem for Republican lawmakers who are not wanting these specific issues to pass. The fact is, the method of using budget reconciliation is a tactic that can work, but there are a lot of things that you can and cannot do under this process. And as of right now, the issue of a federal minimum wage is going to be an issue that is challenged by lawmakers. With that being said, as of right now, I don't think that it's a matter of if we are going to see another stimulus package and another stimulus check. It is simply a matter of when that package is going to come and what exactly it's going to look like. The fact is, there is going to be a package. It's just a matter of what all it will include. And as of right now, there are really two paths that President Joe Biden, his administration, and Democratic lawmakers can pursue in order to get a stimulus package passed. One of the paths is the one discussed in this video, budget reconciliation. This process could take an unexpected amount of time, and it's almost guaranteed to cause some pushback from Republican lawmakers. Number two is just the standard issue of passing bills, having it go through the Congress into the Senate, and then have it be voted on. This process will almost certainly result in some sort of stimulus bill being passed, but it is almost guaranteed that going through this process will result in a trimmed down and smaller stimulus package, not the full 1.9 that we've been hearing lawmakers talk about. Honestly though, it will be very interesting to see how the next few weeks and how the next few months play out. Like I said, I don't think it's a matter of if we are going to get a stimulus package, it's just a matter of when and what exactly that will look like. I think we will see a federal minimum wage increase. Whether or not that's going to be $15 is still yet to be seen. I think we will see another stimulus check, but who that goes to and how much it's for is still a question that is unanswered. And I think we will see stimulus money going to a vast array of government programs, but it is just a matter of who is going to be able to benefit from those programs and for how long they will last. Ultimately, stimulus packages aren't going away anytime soon, but I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting phased out by the end of the year, regardless of where the pandemic is and how the economy is performing. I think stimulus packages will continue to get smaller and smaller as the year progresses until they eventually disappear altogether. But of course, we'll just simply have to wait and see what ends up happening. The economy, COVID relief, and so much more will play big factors on whether or not we'll see more stimulus packages going into 2021 even further. But with that being said, you guys, I would love to hear your thoughts. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have anything to add, make sure to leave a comment down below. And remember that my car sharing masterclass is on sale for just 2 more days. It's on sale for tomorrow and for today, and then it goes to full price on February 1st. So if you guys are interested in starting your own Turo business, if you're interested in learning how I've been able to turn Turo into a semi-passive income stream, then definitely check that course out. I will have a link to that down in the description below. I will also have a link to it in the pinned comment section as well, but the course walks you through the entire process of running a Turo business from start to finish. So make sure to check that out. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.